been waiting 15 years to see these guys. Fitzroya cupressoides, a true Gondwanan relic. Member of the Redwood family, Asteraceae that can live for upwards of 4,000 years, probably longer, honestly. Grow very slowly, though. These are probably 30 or 40-year-old trees. Redwoods grow very fast. These grow incredibly slowly. And that asshole Pinochet logged a bunch of these things. He was, why do fascists don't like trains or trees? I don't understand why. What is it about? They're like allergic to them. Why are fascists allergic to trains and forests? I don't understand. Supposedly these horseflies really hurt when they bite. I have yet to experience it. Look at this Saxegothaea species. Interesting. Very glaucous. Remember, you get the dry summers here, but you get a lot of rain. I think upwards of a meter or 2 meters of rain a year. So this is really like the Pacific Northwest, the stees right here. Here we got this Fitzroya, and then down here we got a member of the Lapigeria family, Philesia magellanica, which has a Lapigeria-like flower. Orders Liliales, the true order of lilies. Because a lot of shit got called lilies that wasn't actually a lily. Oh yeah, look at those beautiful flowers. In the shade, too. What's hidden those? Are hummingbirds flying in there and hidden those things? What is it? Growing in the shade of a Fitzroya. That really tells you how much moisture they get. If they're growing in this habitat, this habitat gets dumped on. There's another one. Another Philesia growing in the shade over there. God, I fucking love these trees. Ah! Been waiting so long to see you. I grew like 8 or 9 of these from seed 10 or 12 years ago. There's the female cones on this. See these megastrobili? Look at that white wax too. God, that's gorgeous. Variations on a theme. Variations on a redwood cone. Look like little plates, little shields. Almost like a cypress cone. Hesperociperus, but not very closely related. Same family, but not very closely related. God, that's beautiful. Look at that thing. They're about to dump, too. You can see the seeds in there. You can see the ovules in there. You got Drymus right there, Drymus winthrii, and Nothofagus right there. The southern beaches. And Fitzroya all there. And they built this nice little boardwalk for us. Even though, God, the fucking horseflies. Holy shit, nice Saxegothaea. So this must flood. There's the microstrobili, the pollen cones. God, what a great tree. I wonder what it takes to get banned from this park. It seems like they run a tight ship. We've already been yelled at twice coming in here. Look at these beautiful things. Look at this shit. Uh-oh. You know what happened there. They got an informational kiosk. Look at all the Philesia. Holy hell. Oh. Philesia growing up through Galtheria. Stump. Look at these beautiful trees. God, these Gondwanan forests, man. The forest primeval. This covered and it's so dry, but you can tell it just pisses here during the rainy season. It's supposed to start raining here in 3 days. And here it is, peak summer, mid-January. Man, that Philesia is really everywhere. What a gorgeous flower. Liliales. Man, there's fossilized Fitzroya on Antarctica. Probably quite a few species in this lineage. Fossilized in the rocks. Beneath how many kilometers of ice on Antarctica? I really want to do what I can to help you get up in there so you can really see what's going on. Look at that stigma. Look at that bulbous stigma. You can make out the pollen perfectly. Look, see, it's just dumping. It's just dumping. Are they self-fertile? Probably not. I'd imagine not. Look at the bark on those Asteraceae. God, what a gorgeous tree. There's Desfontainia, Comalaceae, except we saw it yesterday, but it didn't have these leaves. I wonder if it's does heteroblasty too. If it does the whole heteroblasty thing. It's got spiny leaves when young, and then, more soft leaves when it's mature or above the height of herbivores. The one we saw yesterday was coming down off a cliff. So it was technically out of the height of herbivores. It was, because this thing seems really, really mean. Look at this Philesia. So it looks like the tree itself is the Philesia, but this is actually an Oligocene. This is a Fitzroya, as you can see up there. And this Philesia is just growing epiphytically up it, like a vine. Just like Lapageria is, which is also a vine. God, this is probably, it must be so wet here for most of the year. I mean, there's dry moss on everything. What a unique habitat. Yeah, can you imagine what kind of fungi you'll find in these forests during the winter? Jesus. Podocarpus nubigenus, Podocarpaceae. It's a very spiny one. Again, with that beautiful white stomatal wax. They get kind of big. Look at that guy. Look at that. It's covered in mosses and lichens. Big leaf lichens. Oh, it gets mistletoes, apparently. I bet that's Loranthaceae. That guy just popping out. A podocarp that gets mistletoes. Beautiful tree. You see, there's the fruits on that mistletoe. Yeah, it definitely looks Loranthaceae-ish. Not mature yet, though. Look, you know when you got the epiphytic dangling mosses, you're in a wet environment. Look at that, some real danglers. Climate of the Pacific Northwest. I bet this is like Vancouver. I bet it just pisses here constantly. Starting in late summer. Just Philesia everywhere. God, Philesia, Saxegothaea, Podocarpus, and Fitzroya. You got three conifers right here. Fitzroya cupressoides, and then Saxegothaea conspicua, with those kind of soft yew-like leaves. And then you got this stabby bastard right here, Podocarpus. Podocarpus nubigenus. See that? Those very, very stabby and hard. Doesn't feel pleasant to brush up against. And the Podocarpus nubigenus is a much larger tree. You can see it's got kind of whorled branches. And then, of course, look at that beautiful glaucous color on a Fitzroya. Look at this. You get this quartzitic. This looks like quartzite, and it's basically weathering to sand as well. But it's this foliated metamorphous stuff. Beautiful rock. Can you see the foliation? You see those striations like it's been subjected to a bunch of pressure. Pressure and depth. God, look. Look at the Philesia. Holy shit. That's insane. Yeah, you could really get a full taste of the glory of these old bastards right here. Look at those things. They are but adolescents for how long they can live and how large they can get. Here's that Saxegothaea again. All the Saxegothaeas down here are kind of stabby. This one's rather soft. It's not too bad. You can see those guys. That's probably a 10 or 15-year-old individual right there. Maybe a little bit younger. Look at those branches. See, they need a lot of sunlight. They're not very shade tolerant. They need a lot of sunlight and a lot of moisture. Look at those leaves. Decussate whorls. Here we got a little member of Asteraceae. I think there's only 3 or 4 members in Chile. It's a mostly tropical family. Order lmao. This is Asteraceae ovata. Almost looks like a lobelia, especially with that calyx right there. But you could tell it's not a lobelia because it doesn't have a fused anther tube. It's just got straight anthers with filaments. Lobelias have that anther tube. You got those anthers right there, and then you got a style a little bit taller than the anthers. Beautiful flower, man. It's so dry. You know, I have a fear that at some point, depending on how bad climate change gets, places like this are going to burn. That's basically what happened in Tasmania. It's going to happen. It's going to happen everywhere. they dry out. I don't think there's no indication that it's happening yet. I'm just in the back of my mind, you know? Climate's all fucked up. These must be the leaves then. And the leaves of that guy are just embedded in the moss. You know, I'll be honest, it always is kind of fun to trigger the climate deniers. I can't help it. You know, the oil company shills, the trolls, the people who start talking about weather manipulation. I haven't heard that in a while. I can't help myself. I'm sorry. I like fucking with people. No offense. We can still be friends. I'm just going to break your balls if you believe in that silly shit. There you go. There's that Saxegothaea. Saxegothaea conspicua. The softer podocarp. Y'all goofy bastard. I don't know what this is. I'll put it in the captions. I'm learning with you. But that flush of anthocyanin makes me almost wonder. That flush of anthocyanin on the new growth almost makes me wonder if it's Asteraceae that mixed with the... are these... oh, no, they're opposite leaves. That would be kind of odd to have opposite leaves for Asteraceae. I mean, I guess anything's possible. Huh. Glabrous, because we are in a very wet environment. Giscaya everywhere. Wonderful habitat. You know, it makes me gasm. Just like that Smokey Robinson album. You know, Smokey Robinson wrote an album called Gasms. It sounds kind of dirty. It kind of makes you feel uncomfortable. I mean, it still makes me feel uncomfortable when I talk about it. But then he starts talking to you in his soothing voice. You know, it's mildly creepy, I'm not going to lie. You know, I'd probably bang him. What the shit is that? That's a charming goddamn bird. God, these goddamn forests are amazing. Can you imagine what Antarctica was like 40 million years ago? The sun's been out every day till like 9 p.m. too. Like 9:30. I think that's Fascicularia and bromeliad. We'll just do some fucking ASMR, okay? Just marinate in this prick. Oh, this is Lmao ferruginea. Proteaceae. Really cool flowers on this guy. Do you like it when I talk to you softly? Like Smokey Robinson? You ever listen to that song, Cruisin'? I'd play it for you right now if they wouldn't do a copyright violation on me. Asshole. This ground is extremely spongy, man. Very bouncy. Look at that redwood of the south. There's the Oligocene wood. You can see how slowly it grows too. Look at how small those growth rings are. Got that bright burst of early wood and then that darker burst of late wood. All just xylem. You can see how different they look when they grow in the shade. Look at that. It's a very, look at how scraggly that thing is. They're not like redwoods where they can just lurk in the shade, I don't think, for a while until they get sun. I think they need high light conditions at all times to grow, or else you don't get any recruitment. Yeah, it's too bad it's dry here. That's Hymenophylaceae is the family, the filmiform family. They lack a cuticle, and some of their leaves are only 1 cell thick. You can see they're dried out now. They come back once they get wet. But a lot of cool members of this family, especially in the southern hemisphere. and grow epiphytically. Most of them. Man, that is a beautiful goddamn lizard. What the hell? Are you real? Jesus Christ, man. Take it easy. Huh? What a gorgeous goddamn reptile. Yeah, we get it, man. Look at it. It's such a luxurious pose. You don't really have to worry about too much, do you? Those birds come after you? Who comes after you? Not many people. You seem pretty chill. You seem pretty relaxed. You related to iguanas too? Beautiful color, sir. Beautiful color. You know, you don't let everybody tell you what to do you? Oh, yeah, there you go. But you should eat some of these horse flies. They've been bothering us all day. Look, you're laid out like Burt Reynolds on a couch. I love it. You really got some steez, my guy. You really do. Fascicularia bicolor. So weird to see a member of a tropical family in a temperate rainforest. Bromeliad. Look at the roots of this fern. The creeping roots of this fern. Each one a bud for a potential stem. Each one of those little nabs. Here's one some of you might know. Ribes in the family Grossulariaceae. Currants. Or gooseberries. And one of them made it to South America. Most of the diversity that I know of is in North America. Quite a few in California, quite a few in Mexico. Look at those little ciliate hairs. And that very distinct kind of keeled petiole base. Love to see the fruits or the flowers. There we go. There's a spectacular example of Fascicularia bicolor. You can see it's got the red in there. It's a bromeliad, a temperate rainforest bromeliad. Is anybody growing this in the Pacific Northwest? It's growing epiphytically on a stump. Saxegothaea, Drymus, Eucryphia, these ferns. Incredible forests here. Look at this. There you go. Where to rest? Did they cut them down? Did Pinochet's dumbass cut them down? Would have loved to shave that guy's mustache off. Look at that thing. Holy hell, look at the roots. God, what a beautiful bastard. It's covered in epiphytes, just like a wall. Just a wall of wood. It's a lot of lichen up there. 3,500 years old this thing's been dated at. Saxegothaea all over the place. Look at this cool caterpillar too. Is he a stinger? And Philesia all up and down the thing, every which way. Just the whole community of Philesia. What an incredible forest. Yeah, they must have just left this one because it must have been too much of a pain in the ass to get. And it's got a broken branch up there. You take it once, turn it into a fucking... God, I bet they build stupid shit with their old growth wood down here too. Lasts a century at most. And either burns down or gets thrown in the garbage. Knocked down and build condos in a bank. fucking morons. Oh, humans, huh? How could you see that and want to cut it? What a fucking bottom of the brainstem mentality. What the fuck is wrong with this civilization? Look who we got growing epiphytically up there, too. Wall of wood. Same family as El Árbol del Tul down there in Oaxaca. I don't know what these birds are, but they're really making my day. Yeah, see, it's all second growth we've been seeing up there. We haven't seen any others as big as this. Probably the largest tree in the southern hemisphere next to Corey's. Agathis australis. What the shit is this? Look at that. Is that Euphorbiaceae? Looks like you got 3 carpelled female flowers in the axils of the leaves. Then you've got what look like, what I assume are male flowers right there. Covered in little hairs. Look at this branch of Chiscea, of the bamboo. Papery sheath, and then you've got these, I guess that's just new leaves. It's the branches coming out of the nodes. God, that's weird. It's kind of pretty though. But you can see it's just lateral branches coming out of those nodes. Oh, look at that guy. What's he doing? It's a massive goddamn woodpecker. Get it, buddy, get it. Look at him just going to town. There's another one behind me. Thing's the size of a frickin' rooster. Look at him. Nice white stripe on the back, too. Okay, all right. Yeah, I feel you. These little Alerce seedlings. Got dead leaves all over the ground. These things probably germinated, I don't know, a month ago. Maybe a little bit more. Crazy to think that these can turn into that 3,500-year-old beast. Just give it a couple millennia. God, what a cool lineage of tree. I believe the closest relative is Deselma archeri in Tasmania, too. The closest living relative. Oh. Just saw a massive hummingbird. Thing was the size of a robin. I heard him beating his wings. I turned around. He was sitting on that branch looking at me, and he dipped out. Well, that's one of the weirder plant parasites I've seen. It's a parasite, probably a member of Loranthaceae or Santalaceae, certainly Santalales, the order. And it's parasitizing Nothofagus. You can see that swollen base right there. There's the hostorial connection. Swollen base. But look, what the hell are these? It looks like a fringe tree. These little danglers. I wonder if this is just a wind-pollinated parasite or what? Or are those the fruits? That is wild. What the shit? See, you could see all the members of Santalales have this kind of same... The leaf veins just look kind of off. They just got a way about them. I don't know what you call that, but it doesn't look like, you can't see any vein branching. It just looks like a swollen mistletoe leaf. It's one of the weirder things I've seen. Okay, yeah, this is wind pollinated, and those are stigmas. Man, it says he found the male. There you go. Yeah. What the shit is that? There you go. Look at that. Holy shit, it's a wind-pollinated parasite. It's a wind-pollinated mistletoe. You just see the clouds of pollen come off that. God, what a weird... Man. The poor Nothofagus. They've been around so long, and they're the foundation of this ecosystem. They're the host for plant parasites and fungal parasites that don't kill them, but certainly probably annoy the shit out of them. I mean, I would assume. Then we got this Gaultheria. We got these galls on the Gaultheria. That's something else, man. Look, there's a male and a female next to each other. Look, here's and the other one, it just looked like little bracts. These look like little cones. So maybe they're little male flowers. God, what the shit? That is the weirdest thing, man.